Red light comes on. Means it's the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. Production of the Bakersfield, California. And I'm Mike Griffith, longtime motorsports writer here. Really long time. I was thinking it's going on almost 40 years. So this is our first segment. We're going to talk a lot about national stuff. I got Blake Bowser from Auto Club Formosa Raceway in. Crashed the party. Decided I lured him in here early.
Got a haircut since last week too.
Well, that's good.
I look different.
I need one because I'm getting back to old school. Starting to flip up in the back.
Getting the mullet going.
It's starting to flip up in the back. Pretty soon I'll be able to put it into a ponytail. So I know you didn't do any race watching on Saturday or Sunday because you were watching Andrew out there at Auto Club Formosa Raceway. I was
watching
out there
a whole
with
lot
you
of cars
on,
going on the racetrack. Yeah.
On Sunday, but pretty big news in NASCAR. First, before we get to that, we got a little slide here, which is pretty nice. Top Field nostalgia car, which we like. I'm going to change that up for next week, get a different logo there. Fast Trip, be part of the team, part of the Area Motorsports team. We've done that for the past 2 seasons, and we're going to do it for a third year. And basically, general rules, you get a couple wins on a drag strip because generally those racers compete in fewer events than circle track drivers. You get a couple wins there. You're going to be on the team. You win a major event, March Meet Hot Rod Reunion, you'll be on the team. 3 circle track wins will get you on the team, as well as a major win in a major race. So tried to do that. Had 60 drivers last year, I think.
That was a lot of fun to read that last year.
A lot of different areas of motorsports represented there.
I know it's a lot of hard work on your part, but we do appreciate it. So
it's
fun to get it and look at it.
The key to that is keep track of who's doing what weekly during the season, or else you would never catch up.
So you're not chasing them all down at the end.
Oh, my gosh. That would be a nightmare. And then trying to get the mugs is the most difficult part, but we'll do that. But we had a little news in NASCAR that overshadowed everything yesterday, and we've got these first 3 slides Chris can show here is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and this slide is from 2001 when he drove with his dad in the, I think it's the 24-hour Rolex race at Daytona, and they won in a car. But Mr. Earnhardt announced that he's retiring from racing after this year. Done. Yeah. He's been running for 18 years, 600-plus races, and 26 wins. So,
you think he'll stay involved?
Well, he's got his own Xfinity team. He said he's going to run a couple races for that. But, he had a concussion last year and missed, 18 races? Yeah. And that gave him some time to think. And he's come back, and he says he wanted to make the decision while he's healthy. He says he feels fine. Yeah. But you want to go out on your own terms.
You want to go out feeling fine.
Not because you've been forced out.
Exactly.
So he's going to and that's a lot what Rick Mears did.
Yep.
Retired in December of 91, I believe. Yeah. Just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
He had enough,
Enough of the
92.
upside downs.
He had upside down. And everybody's saying, man, you could have won 5 or another 2 Indy 500s. And he goes, He always said when it was no longer fun. Yeah. He'd quit. Yeah. And I applaud Dale. I mean, but that's going to be a big blow for NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt 14 times in a row consecutively. Fan favorite.
I'll bet the concussion thing really is weighing a lot. And we're seeing this across the board. A lot of guys are just saying, you know what, it's just not worth chasing. I mean, it's happening in football and all sports. Just guys are just, there's more to life than just going out there and taking that chance.
Yeah, you don't want to be drooling on yourself at 55 years of age or whatever. And he's 42. He's done it 18 years. He's had a good career. He doesn't need to race. He's and he's a funny guy to follow on Twitter. He took a long time before he went on Twitter. Resisted it, but he's a good follow on Twitter. So if you don't do that, follow Dale Jr. because he's pretty entertaining at times. So
he's kind of the last to embrace a lot of stuff. Remember the Hans device thing that he refused to wear, and he finally wore it, and he debuted it underneath his tux at one of the awards in a year. So
I think refusing, and people look back saying, "Boy, well, that was silly not to wear that." Yeah. So you got that, but that kind of overshadowed. But NASCAR had a little race. They did not get in Bristol on Sunday because it was pouring cats and dogs and a few other things there. But Monday dawned good and clear, and Kevin Harvick led for a while there in the Jimmy John's car. But Jimmy Johnson, second straight win, won on the big mile and a half a couple weeks ago on at Texas, comes back on a half mile and gets the win. And that's 2 straight wins for a 7-time champion. Yeah. He may Yeah, he's in a good position right now because those wins are 5-point bonus points each that carry over to the playoffs. And, boy, he's got 10 of those bonus points right now, puts him, I think, tied with Brad Keselowski for the bonus points. So what's the next slide I think we have is where Kevin Harvick finished third, so he ran up front again. So good run for him. Kyle Larson leads the points. Chase Elliott, a young driver, is second. Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, and Bad Brad there with 10 bonus points. Martin with 10 bonus points, and Jimmy Johnson with 10 bonus points. Johnson 6th in points. Kevin Harvick is 9th in points there. So there you have the stuff. And they're going to Richmond this weekend, so another short track. I don't know. I'd like to see more of the mixing it up. You know, you get 2 short tracks in a row, then you're going to end up with 3 or 4 big tracks. I'd kind of like to see a little different, but it works for them. So Ryan Reed, not a good run at Bristol, cut a right front tire, I think 79 laps into the race. And when you cut a right front tire goes down, guess what?
Go to the wall.
You hit the outside wall hard. Was worried about a broken wrist. It turned out it's not broken, which is a good thing. Probably badly sprained, which isn't a good thing either.
Probably worse.
But you know, he said it's not too bad. Hurt initially, but not too bad. So 38th place finish for Ryan through no fault of his own. Tough day for him at the racetrack. Elliott Sadler, veteran, leads that series. William Byram second, Justin Allgaier third. Ryan fell back to fourth, and Daniel Hemmick in fifth. But the interesting thing there, you look at the bonus points, they're much smaller because the NASCAR guys are racing Xfinity Series, and they steal a lot of the bonus points, but they don't count. So while you got Justin and Ryan both with having won a race with 5 bonus points, it's just kind of interesting there. So, yeah, that. And then we had the NHRA was in action at Houston, Baylands Park.
Right.
And Chris, go ahead and show that funny car video if we can. There's an interesting video here.
Very evenly matched race.
Well, this is the final with Robert Hight and Ron Capps.
In a ball of flames.
So he was first across Ron got the win, blew it up, but it looked like Robert Hight crossed the center lane there. So
there was a lot going on at that 1,000-foot
finish line. Replay coming up here.
I think they're going to confirm that with the video
his
there.
Car is down on power, but this is the final round, baby. He kept his foot in it. You can see from the butterflies, but the car, he's still under power, and it's probably pushing a head gasket out, so there's damage already in the engine. Ron knows that, but boom, right there, it gives up and loses power. It ignites, so you've got fuel, you've got heat, you've got oil, everything that's going to create an explosion like that. And Ron Capps probably can't see the wind light at this point because he's got his hands full, but when he got out of that car, he was looking around.
Come on back,
I heard Ron saying on the radio. I did watch the final there. He said on the radio, says, "I'm sorry, guys. I didn't see him, so I just stayed in it. But he felt it nose and over. You could see the header flame or no header flames. The pipes were totally wet, which means it was any second any millisecond was going to blow up.
Kaboom! But he got out of the car and he was asking if he won.
Yeah.
And stuff. But if he knows Robert Hight, he crossed the center line trying to catch him there.
Yeah.
And so that was a little wild ride too there.
Yeah.
And interesting there in funny car, but Ron Capps is the defending champion.
Yes.
And he's second in points, 398. Matt Hagan, I think, went out first round. He leads the way with 400, and then 2 Don Schumacher racing cars, to no surprise.
Yeah.
And John Force, who was he's fallen off a little bit. He's third with 371 points. But much like NASCAR, you can look at these points. They're going to change because what's going to happen here is somebody's going to find something, the clutchers or whatever, late in the season and get into the chase. And if you just want to be in the top 5, top 6, get into the chase. Yeah. And who's hot at the end is going to be the champion because the points just get you to the
top 10 get in. I think anybody can win the top 10. There is a point spread when they
there's
set
a pretty
those
good
points,
point spread, but anybody
can win.
1 or 2 people are going to get hot. They're going to find the clutch combination seems to be the big thing, whether it's the discs that you like.
Right.
And I understand they found the discs that they like for Ron Capps, and now he's winning.
Yeah.
So there you go. And then we have
hope they have enough of them.
Go ahead and show this next top field video, if you will.
We should have won that race, but Ron Culver, Hop, all the guys, great job, man.
Woo! Did Torrance defend the Texas turf? No, he did not. Leah Pritchett has scored her 3rd win.
And there you go, Leah Pritchett. 3 wins in 5 races for a lady who was out of a ride early last season.
Yeah.
And
Papa John stepped up and
Schumacher put her in the car. Papa John's came on board.
That's been a pretty good deal so far.
And I think Papa John's is probably pretty happy with the sponsorship right now.
Exposure out of that, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. You got a woman driver and she's doing well and winning. Yeah, she's getting. They're getting.
And he's there at the track and does a lot of the sportsman racing and a lot of the challenge races. So it's great for them.
So it's a good deal for them. And then they go to 4 wide this weekend, isn't it?
They're going to Charlotte.
And they run 4 wide. And if you've never seen it, it's a little weird. It's basically a lot of weird.
The staging process is the hardest part.
Because you've got the 4 cars all running at the same time. And when they get to eliminations, it's really bizarre as to who's really winning and who's finishing second.
Well, first and second moves on. So you can actually lose to somebody else and still
first and second move on because the guy you can lose to the person in your line next to you, but you're ahead of the other 2 people that you can't see. So it's odd. I'm not a huge fan. Maybe I'd be a bigger fan if I was there and saw it in person.
And if there was 30 funny cars and 30 top fuel cars, I'd be more of a fan of it. Right now when there's 16,
well,
I'm a big fan of.
Back in the heyday, it might have been.
It would have been really cool to see
in a 32 car top fuel field.
Right
funny
now,
car field. So maybe about 30 years late on this one. But you got that. So they go to Charlotte for the 4 wide. IndyCar, we don't want to forget IndyCar. They ran over there at Alabama, the Grand Prix of Alabama. Joseph Newgarden won that first win for Penske, and basically Will Power was leading, cut a tire with 16 laps to go, which allowed Joseph to win, and he held off Scott Dixon for the win. Those cars go to Phoenix this weekend, 1 mile track. Have you ever seen them there?
No, I have not.
Back in the day,
they've run there before. Wow,
oh yeah. Back in the day, it was it was probably my favorite track to watch them run because it's so short. They're so fast, and they get around there. It's just unbelievable. It was one of Rick Mears' favorite tracks. He won a lot at Phoenix, and it's a fast racetrack. So that might be a fun race to watch this weekend. IndyCar's at Phoenix. You go off to that, and so a lot of good things going on. And just as a side note, Sports Car Club of America is at Buttonwillow Raceway this weekend. They've got a regional event out there. They run a whole variety of classes that get lumped down in cars that get lumped into about 6 or 7 different classes. So they'll have qualifying and races both days. It's a double regional, so you're going to have races on Saturday, races on Sunday. So if you want to go out there and see what they're offering up in the Sports Car Club of America races, get out to Buttonwillow Raceway. Doesn't cost too much to get in for all day, and it's a nice track out there. So there you go. I think we'll take a little break here from the Power Hour. We're going to come back with the Auto Club Famoso Raceway segment in just a minute.